Yoydle Doydle Doy. We control the media, we control the banks. It's time for Hanukkah, Yoydle Doydle Doy. Hope you like this cold open. You are listening to Radio Rants with Roman, Yoydle Doydle Doy. Oh, that one goes out to all of my Jewish listeners out there. All of you Jewish listeners. Spin that dreidel once for me, baby. It's Hanukkah. Light the candle.
Oi, oi, careful with the candle. It's hot. Oi, oi, you'll burn the house down. Oi, oi.
Okay, that's enough. It's enough Jew jokes, you know. We got 7 days of Hanukkah, or however the fuck, 8, whatever. So plenty of Jew jokes to go. So I'm not gonna use them all up tonight. Maybe next week I'll throw one in there just to kind of keep you happy. It's so much fun to do, though. Gotta admit. You ever see Fiddler on the Roof? I love how those Russians dance in that. Where they're like doing that shit where like they kick one leg out and they got their arms crossed and they're like, hey, 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 hey. You know, Fiddler on the Roof. Are you familiar with Fiddler on the Roof? Is that just something that sounds familiar to you? You never seen it? Why don't you guys learn some culture, okay? Learn some culture other than your own. Because I know there's a lot of white people listening to this. You know, white people are, it really is true what they say about white people not being able to dance. And that's not to say that white people are incapable of learning how to dance, just like other races are capable of learning how to do other things. But white people are, they're capable of learning how to dance, but like, you know, like, you show me a white person that you know that's like a decent dancer, and I guarantee they've taken lessons. Like, they've paid. They had to pay to learn how to dance, you know? Whereas, like, black people just know how to dance, which is awesome. It's great. You know, it's a good stereotype to have. You know how to dance. You're just kind of born listening to, you know, like, music with, like, soul and rhythm and shit, whereas white people aren't. You know, I just feel like if you're white and you wanna be like the white person that knows how to dance, and it could be any kind of dance too. It could be like dance to salsa or like ballroom dancing or hip hop. Is there anything grosser than a white person dancing to hip hop? You know, white people who know how to dance just kind of it takes a lot more effort and a lot more work. You know, it's almost like they're always trying to climb the ladder of society when it comes to dancing. But it is funny though, because that's not just because white people can't dance doesn't mean that they won't try to dance, right? And you always know when a white person is about to try to dance because they get a look on their face like they're solving math equations in their head, you know? They'll just like, you can tell like if there's a song playing in the club, you know, because everyone goes to the club. That's a thing. People just go to the club. And you can see like a white person's about to dance. They have a very concerned look on their face, like they're counting the rhythm. They're about to jump in. It's much like, you know, when you're a kid and you're about to jump in the pool, but you hesitate because you dip your toe in first and it's really cold. That's how white people dance. Hey, doydle, doydle, doy, hey, doydle, doy, spin the dreidel, doydle, doydle, doy. You know what would be a nice transition is from going from Jewish music is I was thinking the other day how funny it would be if like instead of the Nazi Gestapo, like the SS, instead of the Gestapo, if there was like the gay Stapo. You know, like you know, like their uniforms are just a little. They got, you know, their uniforms are just have a little more pizzazz to them than the regular Gestapo. They just show up and like they bang on your door, and they're like, "Show us your papers, fellas." You know, the gay Gestapo. Probably have like a rainbow swastika. How funny would that be? A rainbow swastika. There you go. That would be a good flag to fly, right? Because people wouldn't be sure if they're supposed to be offended or if it's like all inclusive. So, for all my listeners out there, what I want you to do is I want you to go online, Google search rainbow swastika flag, purchase a few of them, fly them from your house, from your car, maybe buy a t-shirt, wear it with pride. Rainbow pride. Yeah, this is the kind of that's the kind of thoughts that you get on this podcast, folks. It's the kind of effort you get, and you keep coming back. So I don't know. You know, a movie I actually watched last night just came out recently, and there's that movie Harriet about Harriet Tubman, and it's pretty entertaining. I grew up, I learned about Harriet Tubman. My knowledge of Harriet Tubman growing up is kind of limited, from whatever you learn in public education. I knew that she freed some slaves through the Underground Railroad. I think there's something about like putting like a lantern in a window meant that like it was a safe house or something. I have a very, very basic knowledge of Harriet Tubman. So it's even though it was like, it was a dramatization of Harriet Tubman. It was a movie, but it was still pretty good. But like, it was kind of funny because spoiler alert, before I go any further, the movie ends with her freeing all of the slaves, and slavery ends because there's no more slaves. But so she just frees them all. But it was just really funny watching how they portrayed white people in that movie. Well, no, not all white people, but more specifically slave masters, because like there's a very thin line you gotta walk, right? Like if you're gonna have a slave master in a movie, they can't really have any redeemable qualities. You have to hate them. There can't be a scene where like the slave master's daughter like sews a little dolly, like gives it to like one of the slave children. Like you can't connect with these people on like an emotional human level. You have to hate them or else the whole movie falls apart, right? So it was just really funny. They had they had these slave owners and they were like, "You are my property," and they were just like super evil. Like so every line out of their mouth had to be like evil. I'm pretty sure like the wife beat the husband beat someone else. Like everyone, they're just very unlikable. They had asshole faces, the whole deal. But how funny would it be like when they're filming that movie in between takes if like the white actors that play the slave owners are just kind of treated like second class citizens by like the all black cast. It's like, you are my property, I own you. All right, cut. And the bell rings, and like they all break for lunch, and like all like the main actors, they're sitting at like their table. They got the good table. They're having a good time. Like, oh, good job in that one scene. They're like eating catered food and just having a great time. And then like off in the corner, like by the dumpster, is like a smaller table, and it's where like the actors that play the slave owners are, and they're not allowed to make eye contact with anybody or anything like that because they're just pieces of shit. It's called method acting, folks. Get with it. I noticed the other day. I've been doing laundry, right? And there's less t-shirts in my laundry when I'm folding the clothes. Like after I've washed them and dried them. Sorry, folks, I'm a little drunk. I just came from my work's holiday party. And anyway, less t-shirts in the laundry. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. That's a sign of maturity, I'm wearing less t-shirts, What I'm trying to say is more of my clothing has buttons on them now because I've reached a certain age. And that's just the way it goes, folks. You stop wearing t-shirts, you start wearing things that need to be, buttoned when you put them on.
Yoydle Doydle Doydle Doy, Yoydle Doydle Doy. Boo dooby doo dooby 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 Jew.
It's fun. Try it sometime. Those Jews might be onto something after all. You know how, like, when you get out of the shower when you're a little kid, or, whenever, it doesn't have to be whenever, and, like, you're all clean, and either your parents or your grandparents or whoever, they're like, did you clean behind your ears? Isn't that, like, a weird thing to ask? Like, when you go in the shower, your ears are, like, the last place that you're worried about cleaning. There's so many other orifices and holes and parts that smell that you're more interested in cleaning. You're not thinking about your ears, That's why when I have kids and they get out of the shower, I'm gonna be like,
did you clean behind your tush?
Also, I convert to Judaism at some point in the future. Yeah, I don't know. Just I'd be more concerned with if my kid cleaned his ass than behind his ears. When's the last time behind your ears did you any good anyway, huh? Never. Oh, we have another fake ad. Sponsor for the show. This is a terrible segue into it. I'll probably cut it out in post-production. I want to take a minute to talk to you, my fine listeners. Last July was my birthday, and one of my very good friends, he got me a subscription to Diarrhea Steaks. And, oh my God, if you love steak, if you love just grilling, beef or just steak, you just love everything about it, the smell of it, however you want to make it. Diarrhea Steaks really is the number one steak supplier in the online steak supplier game. Let me tell you. Oh my goodness. So I get one diarrhea steak a month. They ship it to me. And, you get to choose your cut, T-bone, etc. And it's really great. It's something I look forward to every month when my diarrhea steak comes in the mail and it's frozen, and you can order sauces. You can order the diarrhea sauces to go with it, and it's really just good. I had one the other day. I like to cook my steaks medium rare. I'm a medium rare guy, and sometimes, like, when I get my diarrhea steak, I'm like, let me cook this a little medium rare, get a little bit of blood coming out, and it's good. So it makes a perfect Christmas or Hanukkah gift or Kwanzaa gift also as well. So if you're interested in buying one of your loved ones a diarrhea steak, just go to diarrheasteak.com. You all know how to spell diarrhea. Diarrheasteak.com. That's STEAK.com. And on checkout, use the promo code RANTS50 for 50% off of your diarrhea steak subscription. 1 month starting, 1 year starting at $12.99 per month. And you get your diarrhea steak in the mail. That's diarrhea, STEAK.com, and promo code RANTS50 for 50% off. So, yeah. This whole defund the police discussion has really, it's quieted down a lot in the past couple of months, You're not really hearing about it much anymore now that the election's over. And I was thinking defunding the police is really not a good idea. You're going to have the same results that you have now. Like, what are you going to, like, you're going to defund them, you're going to take away, like, equipment and, like, jobs, I guess, and, like, you're going to, what's next? You're going to take away their guns, Like, what are police officers gonna do when there's someone that needs to be arrested? Like, you know, you can't just like. What happens if like the police start tickling the person instead of shooting them? You know, the person's still gonna like die from not being able to breathe because they're laughing so hard. So what I'm saying is, I just think we need to rethink the whole defund the police thing. I don't think it's a great idea, but that's a whole nother conversation. We'll have that one later, later in this podcast's extensive history. Doydle 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 doy. What else, folks? Got to start working on this Christmas episode. Hope you're ready for a Christmas episode. It's coming. I promise you, you will get at least one snicker in the entire thing. You know, not necessarily a laugh, but I'll probably just get drunk and edit it and whatnot, and it'll be one for the history books, folks, because it's the holiday season. Anyway, that just about does it for this episode. I'm gonna sign off real quick. Thank you for listening, everybody. Happy Hanukkah to all of my listeners out there. May you have a very fortune-filled and blessed year in the coming months. Remember the parable of the menorah burning for 8 days when they really only had oil for one, but they made it work through the grace of the Creator. Anyway, it's enough Jew jokes for one episode. Follow me, please. Please, I'm begging you, follow me. Oh my God. Please, I go on Twitter every day. I don't understand how Twitter works. I have 0 followers. So I'll just log in and just stare at the screen for like 5 hours and nothing happens. So please follow me on Twitter at Radio Rants Roman. That's all one word. The R's are capitalized. And I'll still probably just stare at the screen, not know how it works, not do anything with it. Anyway, happy Hanukkah. Have a good night.